Now the new switch does not have threads. And you want it nice and tight. Okay. There's the next one. See? They look like that. Put that one in there. When you hear that sound, that means it's in. Don't go any further. If you're doing it by hand, you can usually feel it better, but I'll tell you, it's quite a thing to do to put that in. Make sure you have a nice new Phillips head, not something that's old that'll strip it. Like that. You can hear that one was kind of going around a little bit. That's okay. It's in nice and tight. I put my hand over everything. All right. You may have different ideas how to do that. Now, all you need to do now is put the gasket back on. And to do that, see, there's a lip there, steel lip. And it goes like that. You flip it on, kind of, and do this all the way around, and put the gasket on, because you're going to have to put the wire on it. I don't know if you're watching part 2 or what. Go back to part 1 if you don't know how the wire went in. Or how it came out, I should say. It's not that easy, but it's not that hard either. Just a matter of putting it, getting it back where it belongs. All right. And it's still being a bear. It helps if you use 2 hands and flip the gasket over that lip, that steel lip. So filming it and doing it the same thing is a little bit hard. Almost impossible. So 2 hands, man, 2 hands. Now, you can fast forward if you want. Okay, it's in all the way around. And the reason why is because this groove here is where this guy's got to go in. This has got to go in all the way around. And what that does is it locks the gasket in place. Yeah, I should call it a gasket, shouldn't I? It actually is a rubber gasket. And the way I found to do this, the easiest way was to start it down here and go up and around. It's pretty easy to put in here, and now it gets kind of harder and harder to put in once it gets down to the bottom, and you're going to need a tool for that. The tool I used is which I call the nose picker, or the hose pliers, or whatever you want to call them. In automotive, we use these all the time, and they were invaluable. Of course, I can't find mine. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I hate that. Oh, there it is. Now, what I do is I take one hand, another firecracker, take one hand and hold this in the groove down here, the spring inside the groove, and the other hand, and I start feeding this through with the hooked end, like that, all the way around. And I have to hold this end. Let's see if I can keep this so you can see it. I should have set up a stand, huh? Anyway, you can see, I think you can see it. The spring is going in the groove by itself when I go across like this, but I have to keep it lower than the gasket so it goes in the groove. And you can see the spring is springing out. Oops. You have to stay low. And it's gonna let me do it. That's pretty cool, first time. Oh, you have to put it in place. And that's not unusual. So now it's in place all the way around. And now all you got to do is test your washer. So that's how to replace the switch. Hardest part, taking this out, and I'll show you how far it is in there. You can see it, the silver. See, it's in there. That's the hardest part. You got to dig that out without screwing up the gasket. And put the spring over here, and then feed it up and across, and then use that hooked end to go down as you saw in the video. All right.